Welcome to the podcast of disaster. I'm your host, JCR 1216, and joining me is my co-host.
Floof the cartoon.
And today we have a very special issue for all of you. Today we will be covering DCX Sonic Metal Legion issue 4.
We are at the climax, everybody. Well, I mean, it went about as how I'd expected it to happen. But um, yeah, I didn't think I'd have as many thoughts going into this, and surprisingly, I don't have that many thoughts. It was pretty much just as straightforward of an issue as you could go towards the end. Um, I
Yeah,
don't know. I feel like you'd have more to talk about in regards to this, JCR.
yeah. So the issue opens up with our heroes going up against Eggman in that big bodysuit, a la Lex Luthor, and we get introduced to all of his metal legions, which was just metal versions of the Legion of Doom, which I think is funny and also hilarious because it's like, oh yes, just a reminder: if you ever meet Eggman in real life, he will probably make a metal version of you.
It is funny in some circumstances, and yeah, we do see the fact that the advertised Metal Legion is now in full force, as well as um, a bit of a newcomer as Sonic and the others are taking care of the Metal Legion's counterparts. Wow, I did not get enough sleep at all. Taking care of the Legion of Doom's counterparts while the Justice League goes to take on Eggman themselves, which is a very bold decision to happen in this comic. I never thought I'd see the day we'd see Eggman throwing hands with the Justice League, as so many of the people online have come to see. I very much enjoyed seeing Eggman and Superman punching each other.
Very
That's
fun.
just like the highlight of the comic for me. But also mostly the fact is that like there was a secret other metal counterpart that would appear to take on Shadow, as with the fact that a lot of the different Metal Legion robots were obviously specifically designed by Eggman to counteract the like obviously Metal Cheetah going after Amy and Metal Cold going after Sonic. Like it specifically ties into the fact that they're going after who is who, and the correlated heroes to the Justice League, Sonic dressed up as Flash, and it makes sense. It just makes sense. However, when it came to Shadow, we would see the introduction of, well, I mean, it certainly took everyone else by surprise. JCR, if you want to introduce who showed up.
Metal Nightfall
Oh, Ian Flynn, you and your
references.
wait, am I seeing this right? Oh, Ian Flynn and your DC callbacks? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. But apparently, Mr. Ian Flynn knows how to DC reference as well. Um, so I honestly don't exactly know what I've only ever seen Sonic fans react to the comic. I've never seen what it is for other DC fans in particular, like their reactions to the comic. But I'm still very curious as to what they thought of a Metal Nightfall existing. And I will also mention the fact is like it's very interesting now that now that Metal Nightfall has been revealed as of the preview pages from earlier in the past week before the comic's release. Adam Rex Thomas finally revealed who did who, and who designed what. And it's the fact that Adam only designed Metal Cold and Metal Nightfall, whereas the rest of the Metal Legion, so Metal Cheetah, Metal Sinestro, Metal Gizmo, um,
And
Metal Manta. I knew I was forgetting someone. Sorry,
you're
sorry
freaking
about
me
that.
out. I thought the entire my internet broke down. I was about to scream.
No, no, no. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I was just trying to figure out like, oh gosh, I'm not missing anyone, am I? No, I completely missed someone. It's like keeping track of all the characters and such, and it's like I shouldn't be bothered to do so, but it's like, yeah. Or I don't know how to say words. I don't know how to say words in this episode, apparently. You're gonna get a lot of mishaps from me, particularly. But
It's called the
basically,
podcast of disaster
um,
for a reason.
so basically, Adam Bryce Thomas designed Metal Nightfall and Metal Cold, whereas the others were, as far as I know, designed by Pablo M. Color, who is the main cover artist for the miniseries. All of the main slash quote unquote cover A covers, essentially. Because, in case some people don't know, unlike the IDW comics, the DC comics follow a main and variant cover sort of style, rather than the A cover, B cover, RI cover that is usually to IDW. But yeah, um, I should have guessed that was the case, considering the fact that it was Pablo's covers that revealed the Metal Legion in the first place. I just didn't really take into consideration that he was the one who designed them. But that is really cool, though. That is really cool. I'm really glad that's out of the open. I'm always glad to see people on the comics finally post about their works whenever they get the chance to. So I just think it's fun. It's fun.
I agree. It's very fun to see the behind the scenes of a crossover of this magnitude. Sonic's had a lot of crossovers this year, and we'll definitely be talking about one that was announced today that should be fully in detail next week. I think Floof knows what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, and I'm going to leave that all up to you because this particular crossover, it I'm actually one of the few people to not actually be excited about it. I'm just going to let people have their fun with it and just move on.
But we're excited about this. As Eggman deals with all of the heroes one on one, it's very fun to see him do this, and especially punch Superman in the face.
As everyone is so very much very much surprised to see happen. I think it's a very interesting thing, and people are definitely it's it's always been about the character interactions with the crossovers. That is like the big highlight when it comes to these projects. And seeing this happen, yeah, yeah, I'd be, yeah, I'd call that hype too. They like as much as people tend to actually hate hype moments in Aura. This was this I like this. This is funny.
Yeah. I will say that it is funny to see Silver struggle with yellow when his eyes are literally yellow. It's like, does this mean that he's blind? Uh,
What?
Yellow. The Green Lantern's weakness is the color yellow, so his eyes are yellow. So seeing in the comic, he's struggling with the yellow energy. I just think it's funny. Speaking of things that need to be switched
Yeah,
up,
I'm
like my
sorry,
joke.
Nate.
Uh,
If that joke was meant to fly, it very much fell to the ground.
yeah. So they switch up foes the same way I'm gonna switch up jokes, and it starts to work as each hero switches up what they were supposed to deal with, and it leads to them dealing with the Metal Legion pretty handily. But we see Shadow
Yeah,
is built different as he takes care of Metal Nightfall with its skull in his hands.
yeah. So, um, I will also echo the sentiments of a few people I saw mention it. I was like, wow, the advertised Metal Legion only lasted 2 issues.
Yeah, that is a
Yes, that is the basis of it, everybody. It now all falls upon Eggman now as yeah, because of the fact that yeah, the Metal Legion was designed towards the Justice League villains that they're associated with, and therefore the Sonic heroes that they are associated with. Um, yeah, they decided, yeah, obviously take different opponents, and they won't know what to do against different foes that they weren't entirely programmed to take care of, except for Shadow, because
Shadow needs some hype
Shadow
moments
got a
too.
cool moment. I'm really happy for him. He's kind of been needing that for a little bit. Um, Anywho, but yeah, all of the Metal Legion has basically been taken out now that everyone has different opponents and such. Everyone is dismantled, everyone's down, and it all comes down to the Justice League against Eggman, in which, yeah, they're getting him on the ropes. Um, Basically, um, excuse me.
Eggman
Remember.
decides to teleport out of there, which was really funny just to see him pull that off. He calls him the Subpar League, which is a very Eggman thing to say after getting beat. And
Yeah, mainly because of the fact that the miniature portal technology that he was using inside the Doom Egg was eventually starting to get used by the heroes. The Justice League was starting to use that to their advantage, and um, uh, yeah, mostly in favor of some of the pairings with everyone. And Eggman does try to escape, almost getting tethered by not only the Lex Egg portal technology, but also by the lasso of truth. And uh, uh, well, actually, no. I'm like actively remembering how things are going because I only read the comic once, like when it came out, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember all this. I pretty much didn't. But basically, no. Eggman does disappear into the technology as the portals basically confine into each other thanks to the tethering of the lasso of truth by Wonder Woman. And unfortunately, one of the portals was outside in space, which allowed Eggman to escape, and thus Eggman had decided to Eggman is pulling a Sonic Adventure 2 on the world of the Justice League, in which in which he is a in which if Eggman can't directly fight them, he's gonna be petty, and
He's gonna take
he
a
is
shit on the world. Instead of pissing on the moon, he's shitting on the earth.
you know, I think that probably would have been a joke that they would make, but I have no idea how that would have gone.
Hmm.
Anywho, but yeah, so things are not looking great as the Doom Egg is about to be plummeted into the Earth because Eggman took out the engines. However, Eggman definitely did not account for the fact that like, oh, Superman and Wonder Woman are now just out there with him, and also they catch him by surprise. I'm pretty sure. Um,
I
I
like how
think
angry
so.
Superman looks. Like he's pissed he got punched in the face. It's hilarious.
But yeah, but yeah, Superman is actually upset.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman makes sure that Eggman tells the truth and nothing and nothing but the truth, despite delusions of grandeur. But you know that's just Eggman. And yeah, so hmm,
Yeah, and that's something that that was very interesting. As I will note earlier, just the thing about Flash getting annoyed by Eggman. He asks Sonic, "Is he always like this?" And he says that the Doc refines sore loser. That's very funny. And
basically, but yeah, so everyone inside the Doom Egg then starts to actually repair the attempted damage that Eggman had caused, and miraculously, it actually works. Wonder Woman and Superman have Eggman in custody. Uh, Everyone else inside is taking care of the engines, and of course, thanks to help from the Green Lanterns and the Cyborgs, things are going well. Um, the Doom Egg is not going to plummet into the Earth. However, there is another problem that has actually been lingering in the background of this entire miniseries. Um, that I'm going to be honest, I kind of hope I think it could have been alluded to a little bit more. Uh, uh, I feel like it could have been alluded to either in this issue or in the last issue because the last issue had the last of the character crossover interactions. At the start of every issue, there'd be Sonic characters with the DC characters and such. They didn't do that for this one because it was basically focusing on the big, like it was basically about to focus on the big climax of the excuse me, of the miniseries. I really did not sleep that well. I'm so sorry, guys. And we would see, back to Rouge and Catwoman because JCR.
um, because they've realized intel that the Legion of Doom have been secretly dealing with stuff behind the scenes, and they were going to destabilize reality and cause global destruction. And I will say that I really like the fact that we get to see a cutback to Catwoman and Rouge for them to realize this because they've been kind of like the intel people, so I think it makes sense for them to be the ones to put this together.
Uh, yeah, uh-huh.
Wait, what?
uh, no, I was basically this is I was just going to say how cool it is to let Adam Bryce Thomas do things that Adam Bryce Thomas can't really do in IDW.
Yeah, we know why
but
this comic
but also mainly of the fact that more importantly, everybody, the Lex Gates they're kind of a danger now specifically. Um, Basically, the Lex Egg portals have been drawing dimensional energy from one reality into another. Obviously, that's kind of like the case when it came to how the process was going. But the process of how this was going has just been there. And if the flow of the dimensional energy isn't balanced or it's overused, reality destabilizing, total global destruction, and unknown life as we know it. So that sort of thing.
Big.
And as far as I know, I'm trying to like be it's I'm trying to like figure this out because it's like okay, if that's the case, then I'm trying to gosh, it's so tough not being able to ask Ian things anymore. But it's like I really want to know: are both worlds in danger, or is one of the worlds in danger because of the other? That's my question.
Uh,
And unfortunately, with the fact that Rouge and Catwoman were obviously spying, uh, they were doing double dealing spyings for both Eggman and Lex, respectively, against each of the geniuses, while also in turn spying for the Justice League, because well, that's how the girlies roll. Luther caught on very quickly, and from within the aquatic base, as of last issue where they retreated to, yeah, Lex is still very much pissed about what happened with Eggman and also the Justice League and the Sonic Heroes getting involved because now the Doom Egg has been powered off by Lex, and now everyone is trapped up in space within the DC world, while the Legion of Doom are in Sonic's world, just prancing about wherever they would like to go off to. Uh, However, um,
we get the
here we go.
surprise
That's what I
twist.
was remembering. Yeah, so it's Sonic's world that's in danger, while the Legion of Doom are going to make sure that they rule over theirs. So that's fun. Um, so yeah, Lex is mega pissed. Um, and some of his tendencies are starting to air out into the room amongst the other Legion of Doom members, and I am sure things are going to end pretty well. Um, and yeah, thankfully, Rouge and Catwoman had a backup plan because when is no one going to have a backup plan when it comes to this sort of stuff? So, while Team One, consisting of the Sonic Heroes and the Justice League, are taking care of another thing, we go on to Team Two of the Sonic Heroes and the Justice League.
Where we have
Uh,
Supergirl, Cream, Starfire, Blaze, Aquaman, Big, and Crypto Cheese.
Yes, we have the other advertised heroes of this miniseries, who have been on nothing but covers primarily and waiting for their time in the spotlight. And that is what we're going to be seeing in the next issue, basically. We are going to be seeing the Legion of Doom versus Cream, Cheese, Blaze, Big, Aquaman, Starfire, Crypto, and Supergirl. I'm a bit winded. I'm going to be honest. And gosh, I'm going to be honest. If people have read the comic, also, first of all, Big looks great. Big is so handsome. I will
Big
say
if
that for
true.
some friends of mine in case they're watching this. Second of all, man, how it's only Adam. Well, okay, no. Just within the realm of the DC Sonic universe. I don't know when the case is in regards to the comics for Sonic for IDW Sonic, but what I do know is that Adam Bryce Thomas can surely make Cream look both cute and menacing. Um,
At the same
so
time.
be fun.
Yeah.
I'm actually like, I'm gonna be honest. Going from issue 3 to issue 4 and then issue 4 to issue 5, I'm definitely more excited to see how issue 5 goes rather than issue 4, just because I knew kind of how issue 4 was gonna go. Even there was like a few surprises here and there. But no, for real, I'm genuinely excited to see like the other characters fight the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. I will say for the penultimate one, I think this is a nice little build up. But if I'm gonna get some criticisms out of the way, it is kind
All
of
right.
it is. I wish there was more characters. Obviously, Team Two is cool, but it's kind of like that. Blaze is going to have to hard carry. No disrespect to Cream and Big and Cheese, but on the Sonic side of things. But oh my god. uh. But it is really cool though to see Big and Blaze in this type of thing, especially since people were clamoring to see Blaze a little bit more because she did have a small little like cameo in the first run of the collaboration, and just to see her here now is really cool. Big was a really nice surprise. I really wish we got a little bit more build up with Big besides a couple of panels, but it is really nice to see Big there, probably in his largest role, pun intended, since Heroes. So it is overall cool. If I had to add any more characters to this, I would have liked to have seen a Tangle with Tangle and Whisper and Lanolin in here, especially since we know Tangle is in was referenced in this, or maybe seeing like maybe even seeing let me think. maybe a Vector, Espio, and Charmy in here as well. I think that would have been cool, just to see them in like with the main heroes or having hero counterparts, if that makes sense. What are your thoughts on it, Floof?
I've already expressed a lot of my thoughts on the comic as I went along. There's really nothing else aside from the
Uh,
fact that like I'm really excited more for issue 5, which is sad. Another miniseries crossover comes to an end. But hey, folks, remember Sonic is also fighting a very large individual
yeah,
in another crossover that is still ongoing, which we will be covering when that next issue comes around.
yeah.
And speaking of that crossover, this is now a good time to advertise, JCR.
Yep. This is being uploaded on Thursday, August 13th, which is the day we are interviewing Nick Marino on the podcast of Disaster. So make sure to subscribe and join our Discord server as we will be interviewing him live, asking him questions, and a whole lot of other things that are going to be happening. Tuesday was the final day. That is something that will be advertised on that front. But it is going to be really fun to do that interview. Yeah. And speaking of which, we're going to be excited for that, so we will see you that night to see us interview Nick Marino. That is all for this episode of the Podcast of Disaster. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and remember to be good to yourselves, others, and mothers, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Cheers!